Hey everyone, welcome back to Stop Talking Claw. It's Christmas time again. I used to hate Christmas, not passionately, but working in retail for several of those years, I was, one, always too broke to buy gifts, and two, always working with the angriest people who would ever enter those retail stores. I was always thinking that Christmas, can we just chill? But alas, they could not chill. So let's look at Christmas, what it was, what it is now. Well, Christmas was the celebration of the birth of Christ. 3 dudes followed a star and gave a baby crazy expensive gifts. Jesus' birth in the stables was actually because the government intervention was requiring a census. So they were going back to do the census. I know what you're thinking, wasn't Jesus born in the summer? Well, no one really knows, but maybe. The real question is, why pick an arbitrary day to celebrate the birth of Christ if no one knows when he was born? Well, my answer to you is you have to. You have to pick a day if no one knows when he was born. That's why it's arbitrary. The better question is why make it in December, and that's where it's interesting. According to History.com, late December is a great time for most of Europe to have a big party. There's no farming or livestock, so you have plenty of veggies and meat with not very much work to do. The Romans also celebrated this time, and I quote, "Also around this time of the winter solstice, Romans observed Juvenalia, a feast honoring the children of Rome. In addition, members of the upper class often celebrated the birthday of Mithra, the god of the unconquerable sun, on December 25th. Okay, so why isn't it Mithrasmas instead? Well, one, the Mass in Christmas is Mass, M-A-S-S. It's Christ's Mass. But more importantly, Christians didn't celebrate the birth of Christ until the 4th century. So why December 25th? This is also from History.com. Pope Julius I chose December 25th. It is commonly believed that the Church chose this date in an effort to adopt and absorb the traditions of the pagan Saturnalia festival. So there you go. The Pope took a pagan holiday and put a coat of Christianity on it. So how did it get so big? Well, it started the same way things always get big. Firstly, it was celebrated by the upper classes, which the lower class adopted the celebrations because that's what we do. We still do. Just look at the TikTok trends. This is not new. There used to be pole sitting and phone booth stuffing. So lower class started celebrating Christmas, and they would get all hedonistic with it. Caroline, as my southern accent comes out there, Caroline started as a way to get more booze by annoying Christmas parties so much that they would let you in to give you a drink just to make you go away. So the carolers would show up, sing very loudly, the party guests would invite them in, give them booze, and then they would leave, go to the next party, and sing songs to be annoying until they got real boozed up. My favorite example of trends that have gone on because of the upper classes was in the 1800s. It's a hat trend. I'm not going to talk about it, but I would highly suggest the Dollop episode 213 if you really want to hear some craziness. So we know that highbrow society was celebrating Christmas. It was a good excuse to get together and shower children with gifts without seeming to spoil them. In the mid-1840s, Christmas was directly marketed to children, and Santa Claus was born. The Charles Dickens novel, A Christmas Carol, which showed a family celebrating everything they had, helped contribute to the family dynamic of Christmas. The images in the book led to giant Christmas dinners. A similar thing happened in Japan. They have seen all these Westerners on TV celebrating on Christmas Day with big meals and family, so they adopted it. Namely, fried chicken standing in for turkey and Colonel Sanders acting as a Santa Claus. Santa Claus and Saint Nick are used interchangeably, but not really. Santa is a marketing ploy, and Saint Nick used to put gifts in stockings. Saint Nick was a real person. Santa was created by marketing in New York to target children. So Christmas was already popular, and then the songs started coming out. Bing Crosby and the like started singing about white Christmases. But the commercialism of the holiday can be traced back to Macy's. This is a quote from Tashaki, which is off of Is Christmas 2 commercial from Jaguar. Macy's New York department store also helped develop the image of Christmas as a business opportunity when it organized its first Thanksgiving Day parade in 1924. McKellen Nougat said, "The parade has traditionally launched the holiday shopping season." Then in Philadelphia, Black Friday was started with all the people rushing to the city for the annual Army-Navy game. It was not about stores. It was black because of how much chaos went on, and then how much the police had to police it. And then as it went on, they tried to spin it. They tried to spin it into Big Friday first, but that didn't work. This is from another History.com article. Sometimes in the late 1980s, however, retailers found a way to reinvent Black Friday and turn it into something that reflected positively rather than negatively on them and their customers. The result was the red to black concept of the holiday mentioned earlier, and the notion that the day after Thanksgiving marked the occasion when America's stores finally turned a profit. So I thought it was the red to black thing. That's not true. It was basically because people got real crazy about a football game on the Saturday after Thanksgiving, but they all came into town on the Friday. So, what is Christmas? Well, it's a pagan holiday covered with a Christian holiday where retailers manipulate parents and children to spend the most amount of money for bragging rights. But it's also a time for friends and family and kind acts, and honestly, now I love it. So everyone have a Merry Christmas, and remember, don't be a dick.